Hi everyone, let's work on this final review for semester 2. So first question we have is from chapter 5, rational exponents and radical functions. We have here is 9 to the power 5 over 2. So 2 on the bottom means that it is a square root. So right here is as a square root of 9, and the top 5 is a power, so power is 5. Square root of 9 is 3, and to the power 3 to the power 5 is 243. Next we have a parent function is a square root x. You have first transformation reflected over the x-axis, which means negative in the front, and second you have vertical stretch by 3, so you multiply in the front 3, and you have here is plus 1 inside the function because it's the left one, so plus 1 inside the function. The answer is C. Next we have question number 3, where you have a radical symbol x plus 72 equals x. Here you take square on both sides, so x plus 72 equals x square. Minus x and 72 on both sides, you get this quadratic equation. Find the factor, multiply it to be negative 72 and add these two to be negative x. So x minus 9, x plus 8 are the factors. When you put them equal to 0 one by one and plus 9 on both sides to get 9, minus 8 on both sides to get x value as negative 8. Inverse function. Next we have inverse function. Step number 1, set the fx equals y. Step number 2, switch x and y and solve for y. So divide with 2, we got y cube, and take cube root on both sides. You got y equals cube root of x plus x over 2. Next we have 10 to the power 6 over 4 to the power 6 to the power negative 1 over 6. To change the negative power, we switch the inside and it become positive exponent. So you flip the inside and it become positive exponent. Now take this 6 power outside of the bracket and it becomes 6 times 1 over 6. 6 and 6 cancel. 4 over 10 when you reduce become 2 over 5. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of r squared is r. And this s, change this s to the power 3 as s squared and s, which means square root of s squared is s, and this s remain inside of the radical symbol. Next we have here is 5y. Change this y cube as y square and y. Square root of y square is y outside of the radical symbol, and one of the y remain inside. Now square root of 9 is 3, and then change this y to the power 5 as y to the power 4, y to the power 5 as y to the power 4, and y. Square root of y to the power 4 is y square, and this y remain inside. When you have same or like terms, you add this 24 with 5, you get 29 y square, square root of y. For the question number 8, you take square on both sides. This 1 over 2 means square root. Take square on both sides, square root and square cancel. 2x plus 15 is equal to x square. Minus 2x and minus 15 on both sides, you got this equation, quadratic equation. Factor this. When multiply the two numbers, we should be getting negative 15. When we add these two numbers, we should be getting -2. The factor are x minus 5, x plus 3 equal to 0. Put them equal to 0 one by one. Plus 5, you got x equals 5. -3, so you got x equals -3, which is the choice C. Next we have find the inverse. To find the inverse, set the fx equals y. Now we have a power 1 over 4. To get rid of the power 1 over 4, we multiply its opposite power, which is 4. Take power 4 on both sides. You got x to the power 4 equals y minus 2. Plus 2 on both sides. You got y equals x to the power 4 plus 2. Remember to write it in another function. So if fx is the function, you can use gx. So gx equals x to the power 4 plus 2. For the next question, take this 5x minus 14 to the other side. If they are already to the other side, take square on both sides to get rid of the square root. And then solve for x by subtracting 2x on both sides and adding 14 on both sides. You got 3x equals 24. Divide with 3, you got x equals 8. Next is rationalizing the denominator. So take the conjugate of 6 plus square root 7. So change the inside sign as negative, become the conjugate. Multiply it top and bottom. 8 times 6 minus square root 7. Here we have a plus b, a minus b, which is a square minus b square. A square is 36 minus 49. You got -13. Take the negative to the top expression. So you got -8 times 6 is -48. -8 times -7 square root is positive 8 square root 7. To solve for this radical symbol, which is a cube root of x, you add 5 on both sides and then divide with 2. Cube root of x is greater than 1. Take cube on both sides, you got cube root and cube cancel. X is greater than 1 is your answer. Next is solving for x, which is a square root of x plus 3 plus 7 on both sides. You got square root of x plus 3 equals 6. Take square on both sides. This square and square root cancel. We got x plus 3 equals 36. Minus 3 on both sides. X equals 33. When it said check the solution, you get the x value and plug it in for x in the given equation. And you got the answer, which is true. Next is a graphing for the parent function, which is a cube root of x. The parent function for cube root of x is from center. The next point is 1, 1. And it goes to the both direction forever. So which means that is going to go to the -infinity, comma -infinity, and here is going to +infinity, comma +infinity. It's an odd index because it has 3, which is a cube root. -4 means right 4, -3 outside means down 3. 2 outside means it's a vertical stretch by 2. For their domain and range, it is -infinity from left to right. For range, up and down is going up forever and is going down forever. So it's -infinity to infinity as well. Next question is exponential and logarithms. To find the inverse, you set y equals fx, switch x and y. So this becomes y becomes x becomes y, and change that to logarithm after dividing 2 on both sides. 3 to the power x over 2 equals y, and Change the 1 over 2 as 0.5x. This is your answer. Letter C. Describe the transformation. Plus 3 with the x means left 3. Outside negative 8 means down 8. Hi everyone. This video is about final review of chapter 7 and 9. Chapter 7 is rational expression. So we have expression divided by this expression. If you turn the division into multiplication, you just flip the other side. So you're going to flip this side as 1 over and turn the division into multiplication. See, whatever is common on the top and bottom, you can cancel that. And what we got here is 5x minus 6 divided by 3x squared. When we have rational expression, we want to make sure that the bottom at any time cannot be equal to 0. So for example, we have here is x. So we want to state the constraint that x should not be equal to 0. And we should also state the constraint that 12x plus 7 should not be equal to 0, which means that x should not be equal to negative 7 over 12. Because if x is equal to 0, it will make the denominator 0, which is undefined. Or if it is negative 7 over 12, it will make the denominator 0 for this expression, which will again be undefined. Next question, we have two fractions equal to each other. To solve for x, we cross multiply. So multiply 2x times x minus 5, 3x times x minus 8. Here we distribute the 2x and here we FOIL it and got this expression. Bring the whole equation into one side by subtracting 2x squared on each side, subtracting or adding 10x on each side. We got here is x squared, 10 and 10 cancel, negative 24x plus 80 equal to 0. Make the factor for any quadratic equation. Multiply of these two last number to be 80 and attach them or connect them or add them to be negative 24. Set them equal to 0 one by one. So you got x equals 20 and x equals 4. Next question is, you factor this top expression as x plus 4 times x minus 2. The factor should be in a way that multiply the two last numbers should be negative 8 and add the two last numbers should be 2. So 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 and 4 plus or 4 minus 2 would be 2. Factor this as a special product, which is x minus 4, x plus 4. Cancel the x plus 4. You left with x minus 2 over x minus 4. You want to state the constraint that x should not be negative 4 and x should not be 4, which will make the denominator 0. So that should not be the part of the answer. Next question is, you multiply the top with top. So 12 times negative 5 is negative 60. X to the power 7 times x to the power 6 would be x to the power 13. When the bases are same, powers add. So 7 plus 6 is 13. Y to the power 11 times y to the power 10 is y to the power 21. On the bottom is 6, x to the power 4, y to the power 1 plus 5 is 6. We have 60 divided by 6 is 10. 13 minus 4 is 9 and 21 minus 6 is 15. We also need to state the constraint that x should not be equal to 0 and y should not be equal to 0 either, which will make the denominator 0. So we will not take these values in our answer. Next question is number 25, where you have two same factor on top and bottom and x plus 5 and x plus 5 cancel. X to the power 5 cancel with 1 of the x to the power 6 and there is 1 x left. So you got here is x plus 10 times x minus 6 divided by 7x, and x should not be equal to 0. x plus 5, it should not be equal to 0, which means x should not be equal to negative 5. So the answer for this one should be this letter D. To find the inverse, first of all, set the fx equals y and then switch x and y. To solve for y should be on the top. So we flip both of these sides. So this is going to be 1 over x and this should be y plus 1 over 1. So we have here is 1 over x equals y plus 1, and when you subtract 1 on both sides, we got 1 over x minus 1 equals y, and that change as gx. This is going to be your answer. Next is complex fraction. So to add or subtract, we need to have the same denominator. So for number 27, we multiply top and bottom with x. So we got here on the top is x squared over x minus 1 over x, and bottom we multiply x squared over x squared. So we got here is x squared over x squared minus 1 over x squared minus 1 divided by x. On the bottom, x squared minus 1 divided by x squared. So what we have here is x squared minus 1 divided by x divided by x squared minus 1 over x squared. Change the division sign into multiplication, and it will switch or flip the fraction on this side. So second fraction would be flipped, and then change or cancel anything that is common. You got here is x squared over x, and then one of the x cancel. Your answer is just x, which is letter A. And state the domain as well, that x should not be equal to 0, which is on the bottom here. X squared minus 1 should not be equal to 0, which means x should not be equal to plus or minus 1. For number 21, we have a graph of 1 over x minus 1 plus 3. So it is the graph that is moved right 1 unit and up 3. So this is up 3. We have a vertical asymptote is x equals 1, and we have a horizontal asymptote is 3. So if I draw the vertical asymptote is at 1, so this would be the vertical asymptote is at 1, and I will graph the 3 as well. That is the horizontal asymptote. So this is the 3 asymptote, and it looks like that C is the one that is a graph for the given equation. Now for letter H, we are finding the difference of these two rational expressions. To find the difference, we need to make sure we have same denominator. For the first one, we multiply top and bottom with x plus 7. And for this one, we multiply top and bottom with x plus 3. Next, we have 7 times x plus 7 over x plus 7 times x plus 3 minus 3 times x plus 3 over x plus 3 times x plus 3. We got here is 7 distribute, 7x plus 49 minus 3x minus 9 over x plus 7 times x plus 3 equals 7 minus 3 is 4x minus 49 minus 9 is 40. State the domain. X is not 7, negative 7, and x is not negative 3. Again, to find the sum, we need to make sure the denominator is same. We have here is 4 over x plus 8 plus change the x squared minus 64 as x plus 8 times x minus 8. Multiply top and bottom. X minus 8, x minus 8, 4 times x minus 8 plus 1 divided by x minus 8 times x plus 8. After distributing the 4, we got 4x minus 32 plus 1 over x minus 8, x plus 8. 4x minus 31 over x minus 8, x plus 8 is your answer. So domain is x is not negative 8 or 8. First of all, we divide this x minus 5 with x minus 3 and write this division into division algorithm. So if you multiply this by 1, x minus 3 go in here. Subtract, x and x cancel, so you have a remainder negative 3. Remainder over divisor plus quotient is division algorithm. X minus 3 should not be equal to 0, which means that x should not be 3. It means the vertical asymptote should be x equal 3, where the graph should not touch. So x equal 3 is a vertical asymptote. Horizontal asymptote is 1. To find extra point, when you plug it here 2 for x, 2 minus 3 is negative 1, and negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3. Positive 3 plus 1 is 4. So the first point is 2 comma 4. Second point, if you plug it in here, 4 minus 3 is 1. Negative 3 divided by 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. So negative 2 is the y value. We plug it in 4 comma negative 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 comma negative 2 is this point right here. Make two graphs. Make two curves from this point. They both go with the lines because those lines are asymptote lines, and these are the right curves for this graph. To solve the next equation, we want to multiply each and every term by x times x minus 5, x times x minus 5, x times x minus 5. Here we have 10 times x minus 5. X and x cancel, plus 12 times x minus 5. And x minus 5 cancel. You have 12x. You're going to multiply the denominator, least common denominator, with each and every term to cancel the denominator and have a level equation. And here we solve for x squared by multiplying 10x inside, and you got equation that is the level equation. subtract 12x on both sides. 10x squared minus 50x minus 60 equal to 0. X squared minus 5, x minus 6 equals 0. And the factors are x minus 6, x plus 1 equal to 0. And the two values are x6 and x negative 1. X minus 7 cancel, x plus 3 over 3, where x cannot be 7 is your answer. For the domain restriction, x minus 10 cannot be 0, 2x cannot be 0, 3x cannot be 10, and x cannot be 10 over 3, x cannot be 0. So these are the two constraints. To change the radian, we multiply it by pi over 180. 0 and 0 cancel. 20 pi over 18 comes out as 10 pi over 9. So the answer is D. The answer for number 32 is square root 3 over 2, as the angle is 2 pi over 3 and sine is square root 3 over 2. For number 33, tangent 19 is opposite over adjacent, so that's the answer. So negative angle goes to clockwise, so this is negative 270. Cosine comma sine, these are all the cosine, sine and tangent. Answer B. Standard form for the 35 is 260, so the angle of 260 is right here. The amplitude for this one is 6. Period is pi over b, and b is 1 over 4, and that is 4 pi. Divided into two parts is going to be negative 2 pi and 2 pi. So this is the answer. Answer for the 37 is two coterminal angle are this and this. So answer is negative 546, as this is the only option we have. Changing into degree, 18 divided by 6 is 30 times 5 is, so the answer is 150.